For my own part, I consider it nothing more than a question of freedom or slavery. And in proportion to the magnitude of the question, it ought to be freedom of debate. It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at the truth, to fulfill the great responsibilities which we hold to God and our country. Should I hold back my opinions at such time, for fear of giving offense, I should consider myself as guilty of treason towards my country and of disloyalty towards the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly things. Mr. President, it is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes to the painful truths and listen to the song of the siren until she transforms us into beasts. Is that the part of wise men, engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be among those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, things which so nearly concern our temporal salvation? For my own part, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst and provide for it. I have one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that is the lamp of experience. I know no way of judging the future but by the past. And in judging by the past, I wish to know what there has been in the conduct of the British ministries for the past 10 years to justify the hopes with which the gentlemen have been so pleased to solace themselves and the House. Is that insidious smile with which our petitions have been so lately received? Trust it not, sir. It shall prove a snare to your feet. Suffer yourself not to be betrayed with a kiss. Ask yourself how this gracious reception of your petitions comports with these warlike preparations that cover our waters and darken our lands. Are fleets and armies necessary to a work of love and reconciliation? Have we shown ourselves so unwilling to be reconciled with that force must be called in to win back our love? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are implements of war and subjugation, the last arguments to which kings resort. I ask, gentlemen, sir, what means this martial array, if not to force us into submission? Has Great Britain any enemy in this quarter of the world to call for such an accumulation of navies and armies? No, sir, she has none. They are meant for us. They can be meant for no other. They have been sent over to bind and rivet upon us the chains which British ministries and Parliament have been so long forging. And what have we to oppose them? Shall we try argument? So we've been trying that for the past 10 years. Have we anything new to offer on the subject? Nothing. We have held it up under every light of which we are capable, and it's been all in vain. Shall we then resort to entreaty and humble supplication? What terms shall we find which we have not already exhausted? Let us not, I beseech you, sir, deceive ourselves longer. Sir, we have done everything in our power to avert the storm which is now coming on. We have petitioned, we have remonstrated, we have supplicated, we have prostrated ourselves before the throne and implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hand of the ministries and Parliament. Our petitions have been slighted. Remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult. Supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. In vain, after these things, may we indulge in the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. There is no longer room for any hope. If we mean to be free, if we mean to preserve inviolate those inestimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, if we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, and which we have pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall be obtained, we must fight. I repeat it, though, we must fight. And appeal to arms of the God of hosts is all that is left us. Tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with such a formidable adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be next week? Next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and the British Guard shall be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength through irresolution and inaction? Shall we gain the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the elusive phantom of hope until our enemy has bound us hand and foot? We are not weak, sir, if we make use of the means which the God of nature has placed in our power. 3 millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible by any foe which the enemy may send against us. And besides, sir, we will not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who provides over the destinies of nations, who will raise up friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It's to the vigilant, the active, the brave. And besides, sir, we have no contest. If we were facing up to desire, it is already too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat, but in submission and slavery. Our chains are forged. That clanking may be heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable. And let it come. I repeat it, sir, let it come. It is vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. The gentleman may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war has actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What does the gentleman wish? What would they have? Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God! I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Pastor